Good morning, February the 5th, on a Saturday at 5:55 in the morning. It is a cool 37 degrees. Yesterday, actually the last couple of days have been really warm, in the 60s, mid 60s. Yesterday was crazy. It's amazing to me how this weather changes here in North Carolina. Excuse me. I had a really crazy morning this morning. I was really connected to the Spirit. It's been crazy. I guess the last couple of weeks it's been really blowing up as far as spirituality or the spirit world, and it's like I'm becoming more detached from this world and becoming more attached to the spiritual world. The other day, and I explained this in my other video, that one video about the predicting thoughts and actions, that was crazy. It was an all-day thing, and before then, it's happened periodically. I've had some pretty crazy incidents that's happened, or has happened to me in the past, of predicting actions and hearing people's thoughts. It was sporadically. I mean, it was just every once in a while. But that day, Monday, it was very, very obvious, very apparent, and it was an all-day thing. I was tied into energy. I was tied into everything. I was one with everything. And it hadn't happened since then. Yesterday, it happened again yesterday. And it wasn't as often. It happened a few times during the day. Those things that make you scratch your head and like, wait a minute, that's weird. I was just thinking that. I woke up yesterday morning hot, on fire, like I was about to catch on fire. And it's a good sign, meaning that my energy is increasing, and I'm becoming more spirit. I know that I speak, the way I talk, and the way I move in my actions are human-like. Obviously, because I am human. But as far as my emotions and my thinking and all that, it's all spiritual. I mean, I'm not going to be walking around like a cloud or who we truly are, because it's like the more at peace you become, the brighter your light becomes. It's less weight for your soul to have to work through, and your light shines bright, if I'm making sense. The more peace, the more at peace you are. So the more at peace you become, the more spiritual, the more lighter your light shines brighter, and things are going well, spiritually wise, mentally wise. I'm in a really good spot. I'm accepting. I accept things. I know that things are going to happen, that they're going to happen, and there's nothing I can do about it. I cannot control it. It's out of my hands. I have come to the realization of this, that whatever happens is going to happen. And I am becoming so accepted of this. And the more that you do become accepting of it, and you're aware of it, self-awareness through this whole ordeal has enlightened, has amplified since I've started to become aware of a lot of things, where my mind is at, what I'm putting into my body, all these things that they gather. You gather these things together, and it strengthens. It makes it stronger, and it only increases. So I hope I'm making sense. I really am. But it's, I don't know. It's been crazy. The last couple weeks have been real crazy. I know I haven't made a video about my twin flame. The whole purpose and the whole reason why I am where I am now is because of my twin flame. I've always been gifted, and I've made these videos before. Of course, we're all gifted, but it was very obvious to me growing up in the things that I experienced, and it wasn't normal things that people were normally experiencing. When I would tell my mom what I was experiencing, she just looked at me like I was crazy. But when I met my twin, my soul counterpart, that's when things clicked. That's when things opened up. Once my heart started opening up, I opened up my gift. I started lightening up my soul. And once I started lightening up my soul, that's when my gifts started to come out. They started to manifest. And I had no idea. I was in the dark. I was like, what is going on? This is crazy stuff. And I was trying to explain to my twin, as these things were happening, what was going on. And she was experiencing the same things, which she had never ever experienced. And as far as she knew, she wasn't gifted. So she started experiencing the same things that I was experiencing, not as amplified as I was, but still experiencing things. And of course, it got stronger and stronger. My gifts did. The more our relationship developed, and then we separated. We did the separation. Still in separation now, in the 3D, of course, not in the 5D. Still experiencing things even through separation, which is really, what's the word? Definitely confirmation of the twin flames, for sure. Especially since I'm still experiencing things, and it's getting stronger and stronger, even through separation. So, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. So, since connecting to my twin, all these things started to happen. Separated, still experiencing things. I went through the separation, of course, destroyed me, tore my heart in two, and I went on a downward spiral, and entered into the dark night of the soul. And you say that word, and people hear it, and they're like, "Ugh, that just sounds awful," and it's scary. The dark night is scary. If you've ever experienced it, it's a very scary thing, but it's a must. It's a part of the healing process. You have to go through the dark night. If you're going through the spiritual awakening, you're going to have to go through the dark night. And it sucks. And I really honestly didn't think I was going to make it out. I really thought I was going to kill myself. And I am not kidding you. Never in my life have I ever thought about killing myself, ending my life. But it had to happen. All the things that I went through, the misery and the pain, I had to. You cannot appreciate the light until you go through the dark. Cannot. You have to experience that dark. The dark side has got to come out. That's how you weed it out. That's how you heal yourself, is going through the dark. All the bad shit is coming up, and you're like, wait a minute, I see it. I need to get rid of it. It holds no more value to me, so that's why it needs to manifest itself, so I can get rid of it. And it's a process. And once I came out of that, once I started lightening up my soul, because I was still in my ego when I was with my twin, definitely in my ego for sure. A lot of things that we did, we should not have done because our ego was involved. Once I got through the dark night and went through separation, I went through the healing process. It's what you're supposed to do when you go through separation with your twin. If you're still hanging on to the pain and misery of the separation, you're not healed. You're still hanging on. That's not how it works. Some people can never even get through it. Some people can and the other cannot. You never join together. You're always going to be separated until you die and you enter into the next life, reincarnate. And I hate to use that word, but it's a good word and people recognize it. And reincarnate back into to this world again. You find your twin again, and you cleaning up the karma from your past. It's the whole purpose of meeting your twin flame. My twin flame and I were in a really good spot. I hear a lot of horror stories when it comes to twin flames. How they would fight and argue and so much pain involved. There was none of that with my twin and I. It was nothing but love and peace. We knew the separation was coming. She knew that its separation was going to come. We were well aware of it. We really didn't want it because what we were experiencing was something that we've never experienced before, and it was good. It felt great. It was a love like no other. That's what keeps the twin flames coming back. So, I did the healing process, and through the separation, a lot of crazy things have happened. Still experiencing some crazy things. My gifts amplified so much, even through the separation, which tells me that we're still connected, that she is in fact my twin flame. Because if she wasn't and we separated, then I would go back to the way I was. But I didn't do any research on separation of twin flames. She was always the one doing the research. I didn't realize that spiritual awakening was going to be involved. Dark night of the soul was going to be involved. All that is symptoms of the twin flame separation. All that is. That's what's supposed to happen. So I know that the gifts that I have and the abilities of the things that I've got are because of her. That's why I am able to do the things that I can do, and see the things and feel the things and hear the things that I can do that are not of this world, that are invisible. So periodically through separation, she has came in and connected very strongly to me, and she has let go. She has moved on. She is living her life. She is healing. She is slowly healing herself. She is in a relationship. She's married. She is slowly healing herself. This is a slow process for her. Every time that I pop into her head and she thinks about it, reminisces, I feel it. That's when she starts coming in very strongly to me, and a connection is very strong. And this has happened periodically through our separation. Well, in the last couple weeks, I have been seeing the color green very strongly. And I see green periodically. I would see green periodically, but it wasn't a very common color that I would see. But I've been seeing it like crazy. And I see all the colors most of the time, all the time. But green has been very obvious for me, and she has been popping back into my head. Meditated the other morning, and she came in. Very strong connection. As I was meditating and she came in, we started to connect. Like she was sitting on my lap, like she was right there with me. That's how close it was. Really weird. I had these heat waves going through my body, like warm sensations. I could feel it coming in waves. And it wasn't because of the room. And I'm sorry about the view of the camera. It wasn't because of the heat of the room. It was so obvious. It was very obvious. I had a video pop up on my phone I think the very same day, about twin flames, signs that your twin flame is sending love. And one of the symptoms is warm sensations specifically. And this is not the first time I've had a video to go with what's going on. It's not the first time. This has happened multiple times. Every time that she starts to connect, I get these videos, and the symptoms that I'm getting, like the heart pains and the pulling sensations, wondering if I'm having a heart attack, and all of a sudden there's a video popping up telling me there's a sign that your twin flame's connecting if you're having pulling in your chest. Just like this warm sensation. It's really crazy, really weird. She's sending me messages, constantly sending me messages. She's been connecting to me like crazy. I had a thought pop into my head, a still small voice. They always say when God's speaking to you, you'll hear it's like a still small voice in your head, like a thought pops in your head, but it's not your own, and you realize it's not your own. I realize it's not my own because I'm never in my head. That's how come I'm able to predict thoughts and predict actions, because I am not in my head. So if I get a thought or an action that pops into my head, I have to be aware of it because it's not my own. And what I heard was, I love you. This is what I heard, and it made me emotional. And that was actually another thing that they had said, that you can have thoughts pop into your head, random things like that. So 11:11 like crazy. I've been seeing the number 11:11. Yesterday I saw 11:11:11. I saw one time it was 11:11:11. 3 numbers in a row. And that was crazy. I saw it like 3 or 4 times yesterday. I've been hearing it said, and not for that purpose, in a phone number or an address or whatever. All signs that your twin flame is near. I feel her very strongly. And the last time I had heard from her, she has advanced in life. And typically when your twin advances in life and moves along in life, you will as well. You will get that urge. And I have been having this urge like crazy to move on, to move along. I've been even asking God to open up this path that I'm supposed to be taking, because I know what I'm doing in life right now, job-wise, is not what I'm supposed to be doing. It's not my calling. I know what my calling is. I had no idea where I was going to go with this video. I started to speak. And this is an update, I guess, on the twin flame thing. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope I made some sense in this video. I love you guys, and I hope you're able to find your peace, your love and your peace. Try to gain control of yourself. Try to become more aware of what's going on around you. I love you guys. Godspeed.